From their play on the court to their elevation off the court, the players of the WNBA put it all on the line night in and night out. So sit back, relax, because the Hardwood 94 is coming at you right now. You know what? It's game time. Let's tip it off. Hey everyone, welcome to the Hardwood 94. I'm your host, Nick Hamilton, and I hope everyone had an eventful Juneteenth. Well, just when you thought it could be done, for some reason, we can't go 1 week without some Caitlin Clark controversy and hearing about it from all the Caitlin crybabies. Whether you think it was a common foul or a flagrant foul, as it was called, point blank, it was a basketball play. And of course, everybody, and I do mean everybody, had to run their mouths on how they felt about Clark and Angel Reese. Listen, I love the fact that this is the most we've seen the WNBA be talked about in a long time. I'm all for everyone with an opinion. However, ladies and gentlemen, let's use some common sense, shall we? If you watch the tape, you clearly see that Reese was going for the ball against Clark on that play and struck her across the top of the head. Many, including Matt Leinart, said blatantly that Reese should be suspended. As much as I think Matt Leinart is one of the nicest guys to speak with, I'm here to tell you, Matt, you're dead wrong. Whether you realize it or not, you played into a narrative that continues to be fed about Reese as the villain and Clark as the damsel in distress. Don't believe me? Well, Matt, where were you when Angel Reese got the clothesline from hell from Melissa Thomas? I didn't see you tweet one time that Thomas should be suspended. Even though Clark wants to be treated as another player, it clearly stated that she felt Reese was not malicious in the act, but that didn't matter. The real problem that continues to show face that we have a serious racial divide between fan bases in the WNBA. Not grouping one in the same category, however, enough have had racist, bigoted remarks against Angel Reese and hardly had any of the same vigor for Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese accepting the villain role is not the same thing as desiring it. It's what some wanted in order to push their irresponsible narratives, but does that not justify the misogyny and negative things being said about her? The lack of grace that is shown to Angel Reese, yet is the opposite when it comes to handling Caitlin Clark. Race has played a part in almost everything discussed between Clark and Reese. The two Americas revealed themselves in such a volatile way that it's evident that new folks refuse to accept the game and have no desire to elevate it, especially if it doesn't serve their personal purposes of elevating Clark above all. The tremendous talent displayed by both athletes gets overshadowed by a few plays or bootleg comments, which is truly despicable. The game is better than that. It's more than that. Much like anything else in sports and in life, drama sells. The Los Angeles Sparks rookie Cameron Brink drove to the basket early in the first quarter before she slipped and tweaked her knee. She was helped off the court and hobbled towards the locker room. It was revealed she suffered a torn ACL in the left knee and is now out for the season. Brink averaged 7.5 points per game along with 5.3 rebounds per game, known for her defensive presence and blocking shots. Averaging about 2.5 blocks per game, her blocks average is tied for second most in the league with Las Vegas Aces superstar A'ja Wilson. Brink was a developing rookie with star quality that truly helped the Sparks on and off the court. She's a young player that has a lot of potential and one day will be a perennial all-star in this league. She was a part of the most anticipated rookie class to hit the WNBA that included Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, her current teammate Rickea Jackson, and Aaliyah Edwards, to name a few. Brink was a star needed for the Sparks along with Jackson during their rebuild process to elevate this fan base this season. Between basketball and her amazing sense of fashion, Brink is taking LA by storm and putting the rest of the league on notice that when she returns, I know she's going to return better than before. Now, Brink released a statement via her IG page. Quote, "You never think it will happen to you. And despite all the hard work, sometimes it does. This is hard to fathom, but I know it will only make me stronger. I will not be derailed and I will continue to love this life. I'm not defined by basketball, but it is something that I love deeply and I will work every day to get back to it. It's not goodbye basketball, it's just see you later. I'm always so thankful for your thoughts and prayers. Hashtag delayed, not denied," end quote. Now, Brink was also named to the 3-on-3 USA Basketball Olympic team. So now who would take her place? I got a couple of ideas. Because a big with versatility who can handle the ball and obviously score. If USA Basketball wants to win, as I'm sure they do, then pick up the phone and call Tina Charles from the Atlanta Dream or Aaliyah Boston from the Indiana Fever. either one of these players would be a good fit for the 3-on-3 team. Both have USA basketball experience and can play at a high level. Although it's sad what happened to Brink, the positive side is that it opened up another opportunity for another player to play and represent for this country. Our thoughts and prayers and speedy recovery out to Cameron Brink. Looking forward to seeing her back on the court. All right, y'all, coming up, you'll see my exclusive convos with actor, producer, and one of the kings of comedy, Cedric the Entertainer, and Los Angeles Sparks forward Dearica Hamby, who is having an incredible year thus far. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Coca-Cola spiced. It's...
Nah, dude. It's more like...
Nah, it's...
No, it's...
All right.
All new Coca-Cola Spiced with an unexpected burst of raspberry and spice flavors.
Hey, welcome back to the Hardwood 94. Now, of course, in my career, you're fortunate to come across a lot of people from various walks of life, whether that be in the sports, entertainment, or political sectors. In this case, I was able to speak to one of the kings of comedy, is Cedric the Entertainer. Hey, we spoke on a variety of topics from his CBS hit show, The Neighborhood, to showing support to the WNBA, and much more. Take a look. Cedric the Entertainer, give me an assessment of what you thought The Neighborhood was this season, because you guys went in different, a little different direction, but still kept the same foundation. Added a couple of new stars on the show. And then you got you got to be able to direct an episode, I believe.
I usually direct one a season, man. But we came off of a strike year, which was very different, and so we had to have we were lucky to be able to get back to work, and we had an abbreviated season. But, we wanted to try to figure out something unique, and so we expanded the show by having one of the oddest characters, my youngest son, having a baby out of wedlock. But we thought this was really important to the world that we live in nowadays, that people don't necessarily look at, growing a family and having a baby, meaning that you necessarily have to be married. And we wanted to dive into that, and we thought that was really interesting. We were able to bring on Sky Townsend, Robert Townsend's daughter, to the show, very talented young lady, and so just really kind of showing what that is for us to become grandparents and then still have to have the ability of growing a family without the kind of traditional rules and regulations, if you will.
Now, you and Tashina Arnold have such amazing chemistry. What's it like to work with her on set and off the set and be able to have that relationship, to be able to transfer that on screen?
Man, I mean, she's one of the most dynamic actors we have in our business. I mean, super hits on every show she's ever been on, from Martin to Everybody Hates Chris to How to Survive, Remorse. But she's just dope, man. And so the thing about T is that she is a what do you call a giving actress? She gives, and so you can expect for her to deliver, and then you want to do the same. And so that's what it's all about, man. Is that idea of recognizing what the other person is bringing, make sure that you score some baskets and throw some alley-oops every now and then.
Now, speaking of baskets and alley-oops, I recently saw you meet with Las Vegas three-time champion, Chelsea Gray. Shout out to Big Percy who made sure that happened as well. Yeah. What was it like meeting Chelsea Gray, man? You're Vegas. You are out there in Vegas a lot. Yeah. Obviously, they're commanding the attention of Vegas. What was that like, that interaction with her?
Yeah, man, well, Chelsea was great. She showed up to support Asia. Asia Wilson came on the show, and we brought her out, and she just coming off a big year, and then we met Chelsea, and so that's what's so dope, man. They out there killing the game, and it's a big time for the WNBA, and we're really, really happy for the success of that. I'm saying that is popping off, that that the ladies are getting real recognition for their skill sets and their ball play, and then that comes with the money and recognition that it should. I mean, we're celebrating somebody here tonight, Dawn Staley, a good family friend of ours, who's probably the leader in all that whole world. So we're big on that, man. And so it's not that I'm new to this. I'm up on game, man.
How great is it for you to be able to extend those doors, to have like an Asia Wilson on the show, to be able to talk with a Chelsea Gray, and then also How many games you going to this year, Ced? Because I know you're gonna be. I know you're a sports fan. So how many games you plan on attending this year?
I gotta figure out where I can pull up. I'm going to some of the games in Vegas and some here. You know, we'll see what the Sparks doing as well. So we'll pull up, man. So you know, I'll probably catch me a couple of them for sure. You know, summertime is a busy time for me too. So, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna be at a few of them for sure. I like to hit the flow.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you to have the stature that you have and be able to open that door, to be able to have the opportunity, not only see them, but be able to interact and say, hey, you know what? This is something that everybody needs to partake in, young girls as well as older fans as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. I think people are really getting, you know, the eyes are getting on the sport now. So you encourage people to go out and support them. That's what it's all about. I mean, we like this event. We're showing that young ladies can be dynamic in many areas, not only just sports, but also on the executive side over there. So many people growing and having great opportunity, and then we want to continue to encourage that. So it's all about being out, going out, supporting the game, supporting the teams, supporting your local team, and making sure that people know that they got a great fan base. So that's what it's all about.
All right, lastly, man, neighborhood, next season, what's going on?
Hey, we about to turn it up, man. We're going to figure it out, man. We in season 7. We just now about to start breaking it, you know, seeing what's up with it. So, you know, but I think people are going to be excited about it, though. It's good.
Well, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little upset. Y'all only got 10 episodes. I need some more episodes, Ced.
No, that was only for the strike year. Okay. We big up. We back at it now. All right.
All right. And thanks to Cedric the Entertainer, I'm sure he'll be on a front row near you, checking out all of the WNBA action. Of course, when he's not filming. Our next guest has some serious turnaround on the court. And yes, many talk about the skills of Connecticut Sun guard Dejanay Carrington. However, we cannot overlook the impactfulness of Los Angeles Sparks forward Dearica Hamby, who definitely is in the running for Most Improved Player award this season, especially if she continues to put up consistent and impressive numbers. We discussed a few things, including leadership, motherhood, and former teammate Nneka Ogwumike. Check it out. Dearica Hamby. Dearica, what's been so different for you this season? I mean, you're doing it on both ends of the floor. You're really getting out there. We're seeing the Dearica Hamby that we're accustomed to seeing. What specifically changed? Oh yeah. I've watched you for quite some time. Yeah. What's been different for you in this season? What's been fresh for you?
Just the ability to be on the floor, the role I have, my confidence, my mentality. Starting in the off season, doing a lot of self work, just believing in myself and having a coach that believes in me. Yeah.
I noticed leadership ability. And that's something that I even talked to Cameron Brink about. I've talked to Rakia about just your leadership, not just on the sidelines, but on the floor as well. How have you been able to manage that and be able to be a leader to these young ladies on the floor?
Just being who I am, you know, being able to connect with them and, you know, be vulnerable as well, allow them the space. They can be transparent. I'm transparent with them. And just building a trust, and hopefully they can continue to rely on me like I'm here for them. I'm doing the best I can to lead by example on the court. Yeah.
Last season, you played alongside Nneka Ogwumike, who's now in Seattle. What are some of the things that you learned from her that helped you come into this season as far as some like leadership, playing styles, things of that nature?
Just her ability to stay consistent within even her emotions. You know, even when things weren't going well, you never seen her get too low or get too high. Something I really appreciated about her, and obviously just the person she was. That was the best part about Nneka, being her teammate.
So when you look at, I know you talked about, a lot of times we talk about mental health, and we talk about just the importance of mental health. We always look at the physicality, but we seldom look at the mental aspect of it. You also talked about being a new mom.
But yeah, I spent a lot of time overseas this off season to really get to kind of be by myself, just me and my kids, and really find myself, dig deep, and figure out what I wanted to do like next, and at that time, the next few months, and how I was gonna present myself when I came to camp, and just really writing out my goals, just manifesting and praying and meditating, and to see it all come full circle, it means a lot.
You're definitely doing it, like I said, on both ends of the floor. When you're away from the court, obviously you said you spend time with your kids, you spend time with family, but how does Dearica wind down and shut down and kind of just be one with herself? Do you listen to music? Do you watch like streaming shows?
I watch a lot of TV. I listen to a lot of frequency sounds. I get on YouTube and listen to affirmations, and I go to bed to lullabies. Like my kids listen to lullabies, so that tends to wind me down and like bring me back in.
How is it balancing being a mom and also being one of the top-notch players in this league right now as far as what you're doing and be able to be consistent at both?
Yeah, you just figure out, I've been a mom since my second year, but I had great examples ahead of me. Candace Parker did it. Skylar's doing it, so it's not impossible, but you find a way. It's different for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Continued success. Love what you're doing out there on both ends of the floor. I'm so happy we're seeing the world is seeing the Dearica Hamby that we've been wanting to see, and I'm so happy that you're having success. So congratulations, and look forward to you working it out the rest of the season.
I appreciate that.
Looking forward to Dearica continuing to soar the rest of the season. Now, as the league continues to grow at alarming rates, whether it's hot or freezer burn takes, players in the WNBA strive for more than what is displayed on the court. Telling stories is always a great part of the game, and a while back I had an opportunity to speak with WNBA legend Sue Bird as she premiered her documentary at the Sundance Film Festival, In the Clutch. Here's former Seattle Storm legend and producer Sue Bird. Here with the legendary, the recent retiree of the Seattle Storm, the one and only Sue Bird. First of all, congratulations on the documentary. What makes you so clutch? What do you feel like how your career was clutch?
Man, that's one of those things. I think if I had an exact answer for you, I would be able to bottle it up and sell it. The one thing I can say, and I think this goes for anybody, doesn't matter if you're an athlete, doesn't matter what your career is, your preparation is what gets you those moments. So when you turn on TV and you see an athlete hit a clutch shot, it didn't happen by chance, by luck. It happened because of years of training for that moment, preparing for that moment.
Your illustrious career, you were at one point kind of on the fence wondering if you were going to come back for the extra year.
Yeah.
What was the definitive moment where you realized, okay, this was going to be my final farewell to basketball?
Yeah, so I had been thinking about it in the course of the 2021 season, and I was on the fence, and I think the fact that I was on the fence means I had more basketball. But when the fans chanted one more year in my final game, immediately, I mean, I was driving home that night like, all right, I'm not done. Like, I'm probably coming back. I gave myself some time to make sure that wasn't just emotion, but I was like, all right, I'm coming back. But it was interesting because the decision to come back for one more year, that made me feel like, okay, this is definitely it. And the minute the season started, I could just feel it, the way it felt in training camp, the way my first couple games felt, and I was like, all right, it's time to announce this.
Why was it so important to bring this documentary now? And also, second part of my question is, why was it important to work and connect with Jay Ellis?
Yeah, so it's interesting. This documentary has meant different things to me throughout the process, but I think now that we're here, premiere night, what this doc represents, yes, it's my story, but I think what it represents is a documentary about a woman's athlete. There is an audience for that. There is a hunger for that. And the proof's in the pudding. We're here at Sundance, and what I'm hopeful for is that this documentary can blow that door open so we get more stories about female athletes, because we need to see the differences in what a woman goes through versus a man. We have tons of male documentaries. They're great. I'm a fan. But it'd be great to have a variety, a diversity of stories. And then working with Jay.
Jay,
yeah. No, working with Jay and Aaron at Black Bar Mitzvah has been amazing. They're just, they just have a really unique ability to make you feel at home, make you feel comfortable. And I think when you're filming a story about yourself, that's a really important piece.
Last two questions really quick for you. We talk about you. We talk about Diana Taurasi, the Candace Parkers of the world, the Maya Moores of the world. In your estimation, who are the next ones in the WNBA that you say, okay, these are the ones that are going to continue to keep the torch lit?
Yeah, I mean, the easy answer, Angel Wilson and Brandon Stewart. I think you're going to see them going, neck to neck for MVP every year. I think what excites me more, to be honest, is when I turn on the college game and I see all that young talent. I mean, there's Juju Watkins is a freshman, and in 4 years, trust me, you're going to be knowing her name.
Thanks, Sue. Thoroughly enjoyed her documentary and looking forward to the masses viewing this great piece of art soon. Coming up, we'll talk about the WNBA Players of the Week and more, so you definitely want to stay tuned.
This is the greatest class of rookies since before.
Man, I'm hungry.
Hungry for new competition?
Whoa.
And hungry for a breakfast with great nutritional value? You need Rookie-O's.
Could have walked to the kitchen myself.
Packed with first-round draft pick flavor. Tasty.
These rookies do look good.
Rookie-O's, part of a vet's complete breakfast. On shelves at your local draft on April 15th. Swish.
Hey, Hey, welcome back to the Hardwood 94. Now, you know I got to give some love to my Fab Five Ballers of the Week that also happen to be the WNBA Players of the Week. Congratulations out to Aaliyah Boston of the Indiana Fever, who averaged 20 points per game, 13 rebounds per game, as the WNBA Eastern Conference Player of the Week. The Fever have improved to 6-10, are in the 8th seed in the playoff hunt. Also, congratulations goes out to Brittany Griner of the Phoenix Mercury, who averaged 26.5 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, as the WNBA Western Conference Player of the Week. Now, here's what Coach Nate Tibbetts had to say about Griner and her Player of the Week honors.
Getting BG back she's a game changer. Even Sandy congratulating me after the game, just like, obviously she knows the impact that BG has. And so, getting her back when we put this team together, we saw it a little bit in training camp, and then, for her to miss the first 9 or 10 games. But yeah, this was a big week for us. I mean, we got one more, but for us to get over 500 with BG missing those games and to get some of the wins that we've gotten here with her and Beck back is just, hopefully it's a confidence booster. And, I haven't talked enough about what our home crowd has done. The X Factor has been unbelievable. Just every night, their energy we're feeding off of. And it's a tough place to play because of them.
Yeah, BG is that one, and the Mercury are a fun group of teammates as they currently sit in the 5th spot in that playoff hunt. Also, congrats to Chelsea Gray making her return on Wednesday for the first time this season for the world champion Las Vegas Aces. Gray's return comes at a very pivotal time for this team, and they definitely need the floor general or the point guard on the court. Well, that's our show for this week. Thank you all for joining us, and remember to tune in every Thursday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on YouTube at NH Experience TV. Subscribe. And also take us on the go, as we're available on all of the streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify for free $99. Well, the game's over. Another one in the books, and we'll see you next week.